SmackDown buried Solo Sikoa. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about this. Now, wrestling family, if you watch SmackDown on the USA Network, the season premiere, you kind of have to agree with this. Now, a lot of people already assumed that Solo was cooked before this point, and if you thought he was cooked before, SmackDown definitely double fried him like some Korean barbecue. He is definitely cooked at this point, and I can't wait to see what WrestleChop has to say about this whole entire situation. He is one of the most informative, entertaining, unintentionally funny YouTubers when it comes to the wrestling content creator space. So we're going to check out what he has to say. And by the way, WrestleChop, if you're watching this video, I know we had a conversation about a month ago on Twitter. If you want to continue that conversation, let me know what your email address is. Let me know what your other social media platforms are. I apologize. I've been going for a month and I deleted my Twitter account. I'm not going back to Twitter. I deleted my Threads account. I'm not going back to that. So just let me know what your other accounts are and we can continue that conversation if you want to. If not, there's no hard feelings. I'm still going to enjoy your content. And guys, without further ado, hit a subscribe button on his channel. Let's get into this.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I would just like to congratulate Cody Rhodes for being able to main event a PLE in his home state of Georgia. Yeah, he's back in the main event. Good job, buddy. After failing to main event Bash in Berlin, Clash at the Castle, and SmackDown premiere, you made it. All it took was getting the tribal chief, the one true tribal chief, to come and help you. So good job, Cody. Anyways, I want to talk about the glaring failure of Solo Sikoa. Oh my god, the Solo Sikoa problem has completely exposed itself now. This is kind of a companion piece for my other video, the Jacob Fatu problem, in which it wasn't really a Jacob Fatu problem so much in that it was a problem for everybody else because Jacob Fatu was so great, so awesome. Everybody was in his shadow, including Solo Sikoa. But now, after SmackDown, they really did Solo dirty. They did Solo so dirty. He's done. Solo Sikoa is done. As far as I can tell, there is one possible way to redeem Solo Sikoa as the new tribal chief, and that is it. There's only one way to do it. Now,
he got more than I do because I don't think there's no way to redeem Solo as a possibility of chasing after that tribal chief role. I think after what they did to him, after losing to Cody twice in a row for that title, I think at this point, there's nothing else you can do. The man is cooked. I think if they want to do anything to redeem him at this point, you have to move into the angle that they're trying to do right now with him being jealous of Jacob Fatu. And that's the only thing I can think of. But if WrestleChop has a way that they can save him, he got to be a lawyer, bro. This guy got to be Superman. If you can save Solo, bro, you got to be a part of the Avengers because I can't think of a single way to do it. So I can't wait to see what he says.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I am not saying Solo Sikoa's career is over. By no means. He will have a long and healthy career. But right now, his time as tribal chief, it's pretty much going to be over way sooner than later. He might not even make it to Survivor Series as a tribal chief because SmackDown destroyed him.
Listen, guys, and it's kind of crazy that we kind of have to explain this, that, you know, at least for me and WrestleChop, when we say that Solo Sikoa is pretty much cooked, we're saying that this iteration, this storyline that they're doing with Solo Sikoa is pretty much over. We know that he's going to have a pretty good wrestling career. We know that he can make a great mid-carder or a champion on like if they do things the right way. We're not saying that him as a person, as a human being, as a wrestler overall sucks. We're just saying that what they're doing right now, it's pretty much done. So I just hope people understand that as we continue to watch this video.
Absolutely destroyed him. We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get to his one path of redemption. And I have a problem as well, but my problem is your gain. If you comment below, you have a chance to win this belt. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to give the belt away. Why am I doing it? I want to become a full-time YouTuber. The other day, someone commented on my Gunther video that I was way late to the party, and I responded like, dude, I work 50 hours a week. It's difficult for me to do it. And he was just playing around, no hard feelings, but you know what? I want to be able to be early to these parties. I want to be very timely with my videos. I want to be able to watch Raw and then produce a video immediately after for you guys. And to do so, I need to quit my day job and work this job full time. So help me out by commenting and subscribing, and I will promise you I will always give away a belt. I'll give this one away free of charge, shipping and everything. But enough about my problems. Let's talk Solo Sikoa's problem.
Yeah, really quick, guys. Please go to his channel, hit the subscribe button, comment. There are people like him and Kicking It with Leo and Nash Reacts and Flex Zone Podcast and so many other people that you can just tell that they are really passionate about doing this thing. Like they're really, especially him, it seems like he's just really made for this. So I can't wait to see him get to 10,000 subscribers and for this to be his full-time job. And I understand where he's coming from because I work 60 to 70 hours a week. So trying to find time to fit YouTube into it is really, really hard, especially as an adult, man. It's tough out here, but we find a way to do it. So please go to his channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment, try to get one of those titles and let him know that I sent you, because when he hits 10K, I can't wait for that to happen. I'll be so happy for this guy.
Okay, so what they did to him on SmackDown, I could not believe it. Honestly, what I think they should have done was something so unpredictable, such a swerve. I think it would have been amazing and great for everybody involved. They should have let Solo Sikoa win and let the rematch happen at Bad Blood and Cody win it back, because it would have served two major purposes that would have fixed so many problems.
Okay. All right. People are not gonna like this idea. You gonna have to explain yourself. I'm sure he got this all thought out. That's what he always does. He got it all figured out. But okay, let's hear where he's going with this.
Have given Solo Sikoa a huge win and the title, which would then show that, hey, I can beat Cody. I deserve to be the tribal chief. And then it would have also served as something to really just rejuvenate Cody Rhodes' title run. It would have introduced an unpredictable nature into Cody Rhodes' title reign, because if you watched my channel, I've said a lot of things about Cody Rhodes' title reign and how lackluster it is, and one of the reasons why it's so predictable, because all we're doing is waiting to WrestleMania 41, in which The Rock or Roman are going to challenge him for the title, and until then we're all just kind of like, he's not going to lose the title. We knew he wasn't going to lose to AJ. We knew he was going to lose to Logan Paul. And we all knew he was going to lose to his best friend, Kevin Owens. But now, if Solo would have won, then we never would know. What if they do it again? What if? By taking the belt away from him, it would have actually strengthened his title reign, because we could have had the rematch at Bad Blood, make it a Hell in a Cell, and boom, Cody wins it back. So just a little quick hot potato of the title would have really added so much flavor to Cody Rhodes' title reign, and like I said, it would have given Solo Sikoa that thing on his resume that he needs to show people, to show that he's legit and he is the tribal chief, because what they actually did on SmackDown was the opposite. And I don't even understand where we go from here. Yeah,
I agree with that, dude. Like, it covers a lot of the stuff that he says. Now, my question is, how in the world would you have Solo beat Cody clean? I don't know if people would want to see that and be okay with that. But overall, he's right. Because the thing is, with the whole Cody title reign, what makes it less entertaining as other title reigns is because, as he said, we know that we're going to wait till WrestleMania. So everything that's happening between then and now feels like it's irrelevant. It feels like we already know the ending. And long-term storybooking, I don't know why I can't talk right now, is great. But if it's too predictable, everything just feels like a chore up until that point. Even the short amount of time that we were waiting for the Bloodline 2.0 to do what they have to do by putting people through tables and waiting for Roman Reigns to return, that felt like it was 3 years waiting for that to happen. So imagine how it feels to wait an entire year for this storyline to play out, knowing that everybody that Cody is going to face is not going to win that title. And I think that's one of the things that made Damian Priest's title reign so great, is because we didn't know. We thought that every pay-per-view that he defended that title, it made sense for that other person to either take the title off of him, cash in the Money in the Bank and take it from him, either beat him in a ring. But with Cody, we know nobody is beating the Super Saiyan Pastor until The Rock or Roman Reigns faces him at WrestleMania. Now, by having him lose his title, it would have been interesting, because even though that's the end goal for that to happen, and again, it would have felt like we had like a brief intermission in his title reign to kind of shake things up and then kind of bring Cody back to that moment or being that person that everybody thought he was interesting in as far as being a babyface who was a chaser of that title. And also in addition to that, I'm sorry, let me get back to WrestleChop in a few seconds. It would have added interesting dynamic to that whole situation with the contract with him and Roman Reigns, because now if Solo got that title, now Roman and Cody has a reason to sign that contract because both of these guys want to get in the ring to hurt the guy. For one, we saw what he did to disrespect Roman Reigns in the tribal chief position, but then in addition to that, he would have that title that Roman Reigns wanted, and then Cody Rhodes would have been going after Solo Sikoa because he has the title that Cody wanted. Now both of these guys are going to go in trying to go after this one person who has something that they both wanted, and I think that would made it a little bit more interesting than what it is if they had that tag match at Bad Blood. But anyway, let's see what WrestleChop has to say.
Have Cody versus Solo Sikoa in a steel cage, right? This match, there was no interference, and it is kind of a breath of fresh air to have no interference, but not with the Bloodline. It is dumb to do it with the Bloodline because it makes Solo Sikoa kind of look stupid, because the Bloodline playbook is to literally interfere in every match and let the tribal chief win. Roman did it since the beginning, and Solo's been doing it since then as well, and for some reason, they had no part whatsoever. They should have surrounded the ring the entire time, doing intimidation factors, and they could have easily climbed over in a no DQ steel cage match and brutally attacked Cody Rhodes as Solo Sikoa laughed and walked out the door. But no,
that makes a lot of sense. Why didn't they interfere when the match was happening? What's the point of attacking Cody after he already finished? Like, why get mad at somebody after scoring a touchdown? You have to stop them from doing what they trying to do in that ring. And they could have just came out, did the World War Z thing, climb up the ramp, Tama Tonga did the thing, and he climbed up the thing, and then prevented Cody. They could beat him up, hold him down, and then allow, like he said, Solo Sikoa to walk out. So then when Roman Reigns comes into the ring and he walks in and he sees Solo with his title, that would have added a little bit more of a dynamic. That would have had him more upset to beat up everybody in the Bloodline 2.0 in that ring involved in that situation, because they took part in giving someone else the title that belonged to him. And maybe he's like, you know what? As much as I don't like Cody, I want to be the person to take the title off of Cody, and they probably robbed him from that particular situation where he wanted to do it that way. So I think they could have, he's right. I think they really could have did a lot with this on Friday.
They waited till instantly 1, 2, 3, Solo Sikoa loses, and then the Bloodline climbed the cage? That made no sense. Why did they wait until Solo lost for them to climb into the cage? It was a menacing image, but it happened too late. And you could be like, well, they needed Cody to win. Okay, well then don't write the steel cage.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It made no sense. Yeah. They're in a no DQ match with the Bloodline, who are willing to break every single rule, and there are no rules to break, and they demonstrated they can actually climb into the cage, but they don't until the match is over. Made no sense. And now
the only way they can redeem this is if The Rock is actually over this Bloodline 2.0 and he gave them the orders to not come into the ring until after the fact. That's the only way they can redeem it. Outside of that, I can't think of a reason where that makes sense.
Solo Sikoa loses to Cody fair and square. What is Solo Sikoa's claim now to be champion? At SummerSlam, he could say, hey, I had interference. The only reason why you won is because of interference. But now he has nothing to say other than, I want a rematch because I want a rematch. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but back to the line. Now let's talk aura and the fact that Solo doesn't have any and Jacob has all of it. If you notice, when everybody was getting beaten down and Roman comes to actually help, did you notice that when Roman is by himself and Jacob Fatu starts to get in the ring, that's what everybody was looking forward to. That's what everybody wanted to see. Nobody really cared about seeing Roman and Solo. Everybody wants to see Jacob versus Roman, not Solo versus Roman. And that's a problem. Solo Sikoa is the guy who beat up Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa is the guy who's been running roughshod over everything. I've got your Ulafala. Solo Sikoa is the one saying to Roman, you're not man enough. Solo Sikoa is the one who ordered Paul Heyman, the wise man, to completely be decimated. And yet, nobody even cares about Roman fighting Solo. We all want to see Roman fight the Enforcer. Be honest with yourself. if you had to choose, you could only have one match.
Jacob Fatu.
Roman versus Solo Sikoa,
Jacob
or
Fatu.
Roman versus Jacob Fatu. You can
Jacob
pick either
Fatu.
or, but the one you don't pick will never happen. Never happened in this lifetime.
Jacob
Which
Fatu.
one are you picking? You're picking Jacob Fatu.
Easy.
Nobody's picking Solo Sikoa. Maybe there's one person who's doing that. It's probably Rikishi. He wants his
Of
son to
course.
be in the main event.
Yeah.
Other than that, nobody wants to see Solo over Jacob. And so this pay-per-view, this PLE is now basically this. This PLE's main event is now Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. But in reality, nobody cares about Cody or Solo in this. All
I
we
just
care
said that in my other video. I was like, what was the point of Cody being in this match? Outside of the whole back and forth between him and Roman Reigns, we don't care that he's in this match. The same thing goes for Solo Sikoa. Who cares that he's there? He lost to Cody twice, and since he lost to Cody twice, we know he can't beat Roman Reigns one-on-one. The only person that seems to benefit out of this whole thing is Jacob Fatu, because he's in the ring with a champion and because this is our first taste of him fighting against Roman Reigns, right? That seems to be the person who gains the most out of this match. And Roman Reigns, honestly, don't really gain that much out of it. He's the person that actually elevates this match to the next level. So it's just like, I guess if you want to do it that way, then okay.
about is Roman and Jacob actually fighting in a sanctioned match. It's kind of just like their main event at SummerSlam. Nobody cared really about Cody versus Solo. We only cared about Roman returning. And now we only care about Roman and Jacob Fatu actually fighting in the ring. And honestly, the only way, this is the only way to fix this problem.
Okay,
it's
let's
gonna
say
be
this.
controversial. You're going to be like, no, can't happen. No way. The only way for him to gain back his reputation, his street cred as the tribal chief,
Oh boy.
Solo Sikoa has to pin Roman Reigns. He has to have a W over Roman Reigns at Bad Blood, because at this point, he has nothing. The only way he's ever...
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. I mean, I guess I feel like that the Bloodline 2.0, they're not losing that match at all. But, okay, but then if you think about it, they have to pin somebody. And they can't pin the current champion. So it would have to be Roman Reigns. And they don't want Jacob to pin Roman, because they want to save the possibility of that interaction of who's going to pin who until their solo match. So in this sense, in an alternate universe, it would make sense for that to happen, because you got to think about this. If Jacob Fatu attacks Roman Reigns, get a lot of offense in on Roman Reigns. I'm not talking about washing him, but they go back and forth, and Jacob Fatu gets him at a point where he gets to pin him, and then Solo Sikoa steals the pin from Jacob Fatu out of jealousy. That can add more into that jealous storyline and kind of add more to Solo Sikoa. But then at the end of the day, it's like you still couldn't beat Cody one-on-one. You can't even beat Roman one-on-one. How much credibility can we give you? But that does give him a little bit more of a boost. But a lot of people want to see like, hey, don't have him pin anybody. Let's just, cut the cord on this whole situation. But you know what? He's right. That's the only way. It may not happen, but it's the only way.
Taking out Roman was because of Jacob Fatu. He cannot beat the champion. He's lost to him twice. One time interference, one time totally clean. He no longer has nothing. Even Roman has said, you may have the Ulafala, but with it or not, I am the tribal chief. So now the Ulafala has even been kind of buried a little in that, I don't know, Roman's just going to be Roman. He's going to be the tribal chief no matter what. And if Solo does not pin Roman Reigns at Bad Blood, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over for Solo Sikoa. And Jacob Fatu, he can just step up and take over. Now, you could always have The Rock being the guy that's pulling the strings and saying, all right, Solo, losing has consequences, and now you're out as the tribal chief, and Jacob Fatu is in. And eventually Roman, or maybe even Jey Uso, forgiving him. We get his redemption story right there. But yeah, I just don't know. That's the only way. That's the only path. But
and that would even odds, because it would be Jacob and the Tama Tonga and Tangaloa versus Roman and the Usos. But the way that they've been booking Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, the Gorillas of Destiny, it's hard to believe them as a formidable opponent, even as a tag team. Out of both of them, obviously Tama Tonga seems to be the most the most competent, or I don't want to call competent, but as far as the bigger threat between the two, as far as being in the ring as a solo competitor. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
You think that Roman Reigns is going to return and on his return match lose to Solo Sikoa in a tag match, lose to Solo Sikoa? Not happening. I think this Solo Sikoa problem, I think we're at the climax of it. Yeah. Bad blood, it goes one of two ways. He loses, he's done, he wins, and he has legs to make it to War Games, where, again, he'll lose at War Games, and then he'll be done there. But we're just prolonging the inevitable right now. Solo Sikoa ain't it, and SmackDown proved it. Guys, girls, what do you think of
that? Was an interesting view. Another great video by Russell Chop. Go to his channel once again. I will put his link in the description. And that's an interesting point of view. But I think we all agree that Solo at this point, his whole chase after the tribal chief, the whole thing, I just can't wait to be King Simba situation is pretty much over, man. At this point, it's just you're dragging on, you're beating a dead horse, and I don't know how you can redeem it. I can't see them getting Roman to get pinned unless they do get the Bloodline 2.0 as far as Guerrillas of Destiny involved and have them jump Roman without the referee seeing. I don't know how that's going to be a possibility. And then roll him into the ring and then he get pinned. But I just can't see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree or disagree with either of us or both of us? Please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.